Welcome back, everybody, to episode 10 of the Chronicles of PastyT. As you can see, PastyT is sporting his new staff. This is the one that we picked up that's got the intellect and spirit on it, so very good traits for early game mages. Where we left off, he was in the inn at Brill, just leveled up first aid to whatever I could get. But we're going to go ahead and kill the other Scarlet Crusade people. As you see, we got to go over this way, so I have a coordinate set up for the captain we have to destroy. Alright, so nothing in our box. Yeah, so we got to go ahead and remake our food and water. Not a big deal, since we're logged out for more than 15 minutes. Do those real quick before I forget. Then yeah, we got a couple things to turn in. Have some stringy wolf meat to create into what is it, charred wolf meat? Yeah, charred wolf meat. So we'll do those when we get back to Brill. But basically we're just gonna go kill these friars and this Captain Vachon, or Vachon, however it's pronounced. Go do that. We hit level 12. Did I put a perk in? Oh, I did put a perk in, okay. So we hit level 12, so that means next time we're back at a mage trainer, I can go ahead and see what spells are available to us. Basically right now, our main spells are going to be, Frostbolt, Fireball, Fire Blast, Frost Nova, Polymorph are going to be our defensive spells, and then we'll eventually get some other ones, but we're gonna primarily use those. Cone of Cold is a spell that we'll get later on. That's pretty handy. It's an instant attack that hits enemies within a cone radius in front of the player, and it also decreases their movement speed by 60% for a period of time, so that's nice. Actually, yeah, we're gonna do that, because that way I can gather this and then kill the Dusk Bat. Another handy thing to have at your disposal is just the capability of turning an enemy into a little sheep. So that'll be handy later when there's a lot more competition for these farming nodes. But for now, it's not a big deal. But I should get in the practice of at least thinking about doing that first, rather than killing the enemy and then going back, because if somebody else wanted that, they could be rude and be like, oh, I don't care that you're fighting this enemy next to it, I'm going to go ahead and kill it. Because a lot of times players don't ask, like, hey, are you an herbalist? Or hey, do you skin? Or whatever. So they just know I am an herbalist, so I'm going to go get it. So and I guess I can't really fault them, because I would do the same thing without thinking. In fact, I was running an instance yesterday with my my Alliance Mage, and I may have been the only skinner in the group, but I didn't ask before I started skinning all the different enemies that we were fighting, because the later leathers, they sell pretty regularly. I think there's bots set up where people have it to automatically buy if they see a stack of whatever good they're looking for under a certain threshold, and I tend to sell stuff at a pretty reasonable price. I like to just get rid of it. I don't try to play the market unless it's something good. Like if there's a drop that I know is valuable, then I'll hold off to sell it. I won't just sell it for like an extremely low price just to get rid of it super quickly. But as far as like leather, since I accumulate that at a rate to where it just clutters my bag space, it's nice for me to be able to get rid of it. Alright, so we have friars that we have to kill. Looks like I have to fight my way through these dudes. The zealots. Not a big deal. I'm already 15% through this level, so it's pretty handy to have quest turn-ins. Alright, there's a friar. So kill this dude, then go kill the friar. You can see there's some copper veins. Alright, so he was about to heal that dude. What a butthead. Which means he may try to heal himself. carpenter's mallet. Okay. I guess I was really mad at that dude. I don't know what that was about. I'm gonna put these up here because I'm gonna try to sell those. Let's sell it. There's a fryer. Oh. Yeah. I might just clear all these dudes out since they give decent experience, and really it's not that big of a deal. Like, as you can see, I'm kind of blowing through them pretty quickly. But either way, we got to kill the captain over here. Got to kill 4 more friars, and then that may be it for this area. If it is, we have a quest to turn it over here, so we can do that. We'll actually use a hearthstone to get back there, and then we will. Oh, I didn't know. And then we will continue to Silver Pine. I'm not sure if Silver Pine has a flight path or not, but that'd be nice. That sucks. They started their healing cycle early. So later on, mages get a spell. It's called Counter Spell, and basically what it does is that if there is a player or enemy casting a spell, and I use Counter Spell while they're in their cast time frame, it will stop their cast, and it will also disable them from being able to cast from that school of magic for 8 seconds, I believe, 8 to 10 seconds. So very, very helpful, extremely helpful when it comes to a caster that you want to kite, because basically they'll resort, either if they have another school of magic that they can cast from, then they may do that, or they may just run after you, which is what you want, because you want to be able to have them not casting at you. But more importantly, in PvP, you use it, and basically what happens is the we'll do this one. A healer will be casting a healing spell, and you will, counter spell their ability to heal, and they can't heal anybody for 8 to 10 seconds. So very, very helpful when it comes to trying to burn down a healer. Like, this guy's gonna get it off. It's a really fast cast. No big deal. So yeah, in arenas, which are a smaller PvP setting, where normally you have, I think it's 2, 3, or 5 people, like 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3, 5 versus 5. These arenas will have, usually one healer for like a 3 versus 3, and if you can keep that healer from healing, then you can burn them down, or you can burn down another player, and then it'll be like a 2-on-1 or a 2-on or a 3-on-2 or whatever. So very, very helpful. And other classes have some sort of a interrupt that will stop spell casting. It can either be a stun, or it'll be like an interrupt, like warriors will have a charge or something like that. So counterspell's mage's way of making sure that you can't cast. Alright, so we're getting 2 of these hunting rifles. 80 copper, that's pretty good. You sell those, because mages can't use guns, or like the ranged weapon that they have is a wand, and I think the earliest I can get a wand is in a couple levels. It's pretty rare to get a wand outside of a quest at this level, but not completely unexpected to get one. Right, so we're going to kill the captain. He's got a friar next to him, so we're going to try to line of sight the friar. Basically what that means is the friar's going to want to heal, and we're going to... Dang it, he got it off. Okay, that sucks. We're just going to burn him down. This is dangerous. So he just did a interrupting my entire school of magic. Now, why am I not doing this? I'm dead. Please run away. Oh, piece of shit. Alright, so that was extremely stupid of me. I totally forgot about polymorph. So my apologies for this walk of shame back, because that's exactly what this is. If I was smart, I would have polymorphed the healer. I would have killed the captain, and then I would have just focused on the healer. But instead, I was trying to burn the captain down and line of sight the healer. So basically, line of sight, what that means is, if a person is trying to hit you from a ranged attack and you move behind a pillar or a tree or something that obstructs their view, then they can no longer hit you, and they have to reposition themselves in order to have a line of sight to attack you. So what I was attempting to do was pull the captain around the corner so that the healer wouldn't have the captain in his line of sight, and then it wouldn't be able to heal the captain, but that didn't happen. So I know now that I should just polymorph, because that takes him out of the equation. So we'll go from there. But round 2, that didn't take very long, but we'll see. Hopefully it'll be much easier this time. So we're gonna polymorph that guy, and we're gonna re-beat on the captain again. We're gonna actually bring the captain around the corner, since he likes to shield bash. Yeah, so shield bash is warrior's way of interrupting a caster, and it's the same as counterspell, except it actually damages, and they have to be like up in the dude's face. Counterspell has a 30-yard range, so. And for a shield bash, a warrior has to have a shield equipped, but not that big of a deal. Right, so much easier, as you can see. I've only lost 30 health. And we just completed everything. Awesome. Let's get out of here. Let me go ahead and refill my... Alright, so we're going to set a coordinate up to our return destination. I need to remember to reapply my tracking of herbs, since I died. Alright, we're ready to go back, so we're going to head back. Much easier that go around when I actually learned how to play my character, so I may pick up some of these guys, but we're just going to run away from them. I'm not worried about killing each of them for maximum experience. So another idea I had, and I need to get a capture card for this, but I would love to play some old NES games. One in particular that I was thinking of is Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest. It was kind of the black sheep of the bunch, especially on the Nintendo, when you had a 2D like side scroller, and then you went to this RPG element based, with levels, and you had to explore different dungeons and towns, and it was, a completely different game. But for some reason, Simon's Quest always stuck with me as just an awesome game, and it could just be that I love role-playing games in general, but I would love to start playing that again. And I know there's speedruns of the game where they beat it in like 40-something minutes. I do watch a lot of speedruns. Games Done Quick is, a guilty pleasure of mine. Whenever they have like a Summer Games Done Quick, or right now I thought they may be done with it, but they did like a COVID Games Done Quick where their proceeds from their charity went to help get PPE out to places that needed it, and so that's pretty amazing. But they have a lot of really, really good players that play games that you and I grew up loving, and they do them in such a way that it's just like amazing. Like I said, beat Simon's Quest in like 40-something minutes, and I don't know. Some of it's for those unfamiliar with speedrunning, basically the point is to beat a game within a rule set as fast as possible. And I say within a rule set because there are certain categories where things are or are not allowed. Glitches, for example, certain glitches are allowed, certain glitches may not be allowed. Out of bounds in certain games may or may not be allowed. But you'll find a lot of games have like an any % category, and those oftentimes allow any number of exploits or glitches in order to beat the game. For example, Ocarina of Time on Nintendo 64, I think the time's down to like 3.5 minutes, something like that. It's like stupid fast. But basically there's a way of manipulating the game to where it thinks that you walk through this door and you're in Ganon's tower after it's been destroyed. And so basically all you have to do is leave the tower, fight Ganon, and you're done. I mean, it's like extremely. I truly, I highly recommend people go look it up. Okay, so now one more. Where does this dude at? Guy and his bodyguards. Oh my goodness. That is forever far away. Alright, we'll do it. That is forever far away. Actually, what we're going to do first, we're going to go ahead and hearth back. We're going to get rid of some of this stuff. We're going to turn in another quest. We're going to learn our level 12 skills. And then we're going to go back and kill the, do I need to turn anything into the bank?
What now?
I'm going to dump these off. Yeah, dump those off for later. Okay, yeah, that's good. Cook those.
Our time will come.
And where's my cook? There we go. So yeah, I highly recommend you look up speedruns of your favorite games just to kind of see what people have been able to do to beat the games as fast as possible. Like, it's pretty amazing. But one of my favorites is Borderlands 2. Just because that game you wouldn't necessarily associate with speedrunning, because a lot of it's, you know, a looter shooter or whatever you want to call it. But I highly recommend watching co-op speedruns of those games, because the way that people have been able to manipulate the game in order to let them just level up insanely fast and get insanely powerful quickly, it's very, very awesome. Especially for those of you that have played and maybe, you know, have sunk in 100 hours or so into the game and thought like, oh, I wonder how fast I could beat this, you know, if I had really, really awesome weapons, or if I was already the max level. But these people do it from scratch. Like, basically they are able to manipulate how they get a weapon that's really good at the beginning, and then they're able to stack the weapon stats on top of each other. So it'll almost be like you're holding a sniper rifle that has 20 attack, but they're holding 10 of those, so it's 200 attack. But I mean, it's even more extreme than that. So I highly recommend watching it. The GDQ version of Borderlands 2, when they run co-op, is awesome. They do a great job explaining everything that they do, and it's fun to watch. It still takes them like an hour, 2 hours or so, but still, like 2 hours compared to, I don't know, 30. Alright, so that's going to be sold. I don't need that. And we're going to train. And then we're going to... I don't know if they're going to give me another quest, but... So you can see there's some banter that's going on at the end of that quest turn-in. Alright, conjure food. Yeah, that's a good one. Fireball. Slow fall. Slow fall. We're to learn dampen magic. That's going to be helpful. Slow fall. We'll learn it, but I don't think it's that helpful. So basically what slow fall does is, if you fall off a ledge, or if you want to jump off a mountain or something, slow fall will decrease you'll kind of float for 30 seconds, and that's very helpful because you don't die. Let's see, slow fall. We're going to put slow fall over here. But you do need a light feather for a reagent. That goes away in later patches. Oh, I'm sorry, not later patches, but in later expansions, they get rid of the need for you having to have a light feather in order to cast it. I think they might have even done that in Burning Crusade, because I don't remember needing it in Burning Crusade. There's a BG called Violet Eye or something like that. I don't know. I'm probably making people cringe, but either way, there's a BG where you start off and you are at the top of this, like, I don't know, platform, and you have to jump down to the arena down below. And the premise of it is you want to hold certain zones, but you also want to capture a flag, because both of those get... Oh yeah, that's way too early for that. Both of those give you points, and you know, you accumulate points to win. But basically, you if you have slow fall equipped, you can run on your mount off the edge, and you can get extremely close to where the flag is very quickly. So as a mage, I would slow fall a whole bunch of people, and we would just haul butt over to the flag area. And even if like I didn't pick it up or whatever, because mages are pretty squishy. So like melee class, or they don't have a lot of health, and they don't have any armor. So a melee class would just dominate and blow through your defenses super quickly. But what mages can do is they can interrupt, and so that's awesome. Oh, we should have checked to see if any of our stuff sold. I don't think it did, but not a big deal. We can check later. There may not be anybody on right now. If you can't see, it's 1:57 is the server time, and I don't know what time zone this is in, but as you can see, my local time is 3:58, so may not be a lot of people on right now. Hopefully later some people come on and they buy stuff, because like I said, I'd love to have 100 gold for my mount by level 40. So yeah, Violet Eye? I don't know, whatever that is, but yeah, so slow fall, I don't remember having to have reagents in later expansions, but not a big deal. You get light feathers off of a lot of birds, and basically that's the only thing that they can be used for. I think priests have like a levitate spell that they use light feathers for as well. So, but outside of that, nobody else really uses them. So we're gonna make our long trek all the way up here. So this is gonna take us 3 minutes and 19 seconds to get to, probably longer because we're gonna have to walk outside of a straight line, but so yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is as I'm making my way to him, collect any herbs on the way, and that way at the end of this episode, if we get back to Undercity, then I'll just put everything up on the auction house. But so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and edit this part out, so I will bring it back whenever we make it to him. All right, everybody, we're gonna resume now that we're pretty close to where we need to go for the captain and his guards. As you can see, there's more scarlet enemies that I have to walk through or fight, and on the way I did pick up some herbs, so hopefully those will sell, but for now we're gonna try to make our way to the captain. The enemies are a little bit harder, as you can see, level 11, so not a big deal. We'll blow through them pretty quickly. But let's see, what is that? Earth root? Yeah, so I'm gonna want that. So I'm gonna kill these two guys so I can get that earth root right there. But yeah, so we're gonna kill that dude, and then that'll probably be it for this episode. For those of y'all watching, I don't know if these episodes are too long or if y'all want to see more time. I know sometimes half an hour is not the longest amount of time to record, but again, I don't want anybody to be, feel forced to watch an hour's worth of content if you only have 20 minutes or whatever. So let me know in the comments what y'all want to see as far as like the length of these episodes. Obviously, the longer the episode, the more progress we'll be able to make, but make our way up here. So I'm going to go ahead and refill my health and mana. We're pretty close, 169 yards from seeing him, but I'm sure there's going to be a number of enemies that are in our way, so probably take us a couple minutes to actually get to him, and then we'll have to choose how we want to fight. I may clear a big path depending on how much of an area that I want to kite him around in. Yeah, oh yeah. There are a lot of enemies up there. Whew. Alright, so I'm probably gonna kill everything outside of here. Because I have a feeling this is gonna be kind of a pain. Alright. We definitely don't want any casters while we're fighting him. The earth root back there. Oh, there are a lot of guys out here. There's another two-handed axe. Alright, so might be able to sell that one too. Like I said, if nothing else, then we get 3 silver from it, so that's pretty good. So, and then, so this is kind of a drop that you would get from mining, and it's used in a lot of crafting patterns. So those may sell alright. I may hold on to it. Since I'm not crafting anything with this character, it's useless to me, except for selling, but we'll see. Did that guy respawn already? Alright, we're gonna... If he did, that's incredibly fast. Like, that wasn't even a minute. I hope that's not the case. That'd be really, really scary if I have to deal with the respawn rates that quickly. What is that? Scroll of Agility. Oh, Spirit. That'll be good. We'll equip that. Alright. More armor. Kill this mage, and then we're gonna... So here's an example of line of sight, if it's correct. Yeah, so see, they had to interrupt their casting so that they could walk around the building. So, very helpful when it comes to... Oh, crap, don't go in there. Oh, that's bad. I hope they don't grab all of those enemies. Oh, they did, dang it. Alright, so we're gonna try to kill them, and then we're gonna run away. So, just because if I de-aggro them, basically they will have returned to full health. So what we're doing is we're just running away from the guys. They're going to reset their positions, and then I'm going to be able to fight them without having to worry about that mage almost being dead, and the friar, because we definitely don't want a healer involved when it comes to having to kill 3 guys. I was afraid that they were going to do that. So they line of sighted me. As you can see, it works both ways. Basically, they ran into the building to where I couldn't cast, and if I would have gotten closer, I would have pulled the other guys because I would have been within their proximity. But since there is a friar that is making patrol around here, yeah, that's... Alright, we're gonna go ahead and put a raid target on because I just want to have a visual cue of them walking, because you can see the raid target will go through the building, so now I can see if they're walking this way. But we should be set up for... Alright, so I'm gonna sheep him, and we'll fight the 2... Oh no, come on. This is one of the bad things about sheep. Sometimes it doesn't hit. But yeah, so we're gonna kill these 2 guys. I'm gonna make sure that he is sheeped all the way. So he's back. Alright, so kill this person. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I don't have any magic potions, so we're just gonna have to wait for our magic to naturally come back. The Scroll of Spirit will help. 3 spirit at this level may be enough of a difference. Alright, so I may have enough mana to burn him down. At least he's far enough away that if the friar were to come around, they would only... Yeah, you can see that they're walking already. They aren't going to be close enough to me to make a difference. So we're gonna wait until my Frost Nova's back active. 1 second. Alright, so that's that. I really want that Earth Root because I'm greedy, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. Hopefully it's far enough away from these guys, but just for safety's sake I'm gonna heal. So yeah, that went pretty well. As you can see, mages are able to use a lot of their tools in order to take down groups of enemies, even with bad gear, and even with, you know, some poor playing. I can get them down. Actually, we're just gonna polymorph that dude because we're gonna get the root and then we're gonna run around, because I don't know if by killing him I'm gonna get anybody else. But so pick that up. We'll kill that dude on the way out. Wow, so see, I'm already over 50% through this level. So early game still extremely fast when it comes to leveling. It's awesome. Thanks, buddy. So we're gonna make our way back. We gotta go here, drop a coordinate down. Again, for those of you that have TomTom, basically when you're in your map, just hold Control and then right click, and then it will drop a coordinate down wherever your cursor was. And if it's on top of a quest giver or a particular item that the game already identified as being important, instead of it just saying like TomTom coordinate, it will just give the person's name, like this executor. Yeah, we're not worried about that dude. Actually, we're gonna go ahead and just run off the mountain. So what y'all didn't see, because I edited it out, was the straight shot was up a mountain range, and oh, I do want that Earth Root. The mountain range, you can't transverse directly up it. They put in a lot of slopes that are, you know, you're unable to walk on, so I had to walk around. So yeah, so while the 600 yard or whatever distance may have been like a, you know, point to point as the crow flies, it's definitely longer than that to walk around. But in fact, this walk back to turn this quest in, I'm gonna go ahead and edit out too, because I mean, I'm pretty sure it's boring for all of y'all, so we're gonna edit that out. When I see you next is going to be when we've actually made it to the quest turn in. Alright everybody, so we are back at Brill. I'm going to turn in this quest. And since I can't use either one of these, I'm just going to pick the one that gives more money. So it's this striking hatchet.
Beware the living.
Not a big deal. We'll sell that, but I think I'm done. I think I'm done here. So I don't see any other quests that I can pick up. So we are going to go ahead and run to Silver Pine. Yeah, so there are a few quests that we can pick up on the way. There's an escort quest. Escort quests in the early game are extremely hard. For some reason, they just decided that they were going to throw a lot of enemies at you at once. And mages, you know, like I said, have a way of dealing with enemies. But the unfortunate thing is, a lot of times you have to protect this quest giver, and
I haven't got all day.
when you are protecting them and you freeze them in place, the quest giver will decide that he wants to go jump in between all the enemies and start fighting them, and they just go, hey, I can hit you, so I'm going to. And it's just kind of a...
I'm listening.
Alright, so we're going to learn herbalism.
Bye.
So now we can... now our skill is up to, I think it's 150? Where is it at? Yeah, 150. Actually, I'm going to run down, collect the Skinner, get that leveled up. That way we, I mean, not that we're going to necessarily surpass this, but maybe we could. I mean, 20 skill points in skinning is not very hard to get, so it's a lot better if I were to go ahead and go learn that, and that way we wouldn't have to worry about it until much later. So that's just over here, and since we're already going to Silver Pine, not a big deal. In fact, that's our only quest. So we're going to go do that, and then I'm going to end the episode when we make it to Silver Pine. So we'll get to see if I am capable of completing an escort quest at this time. Maybe not. But like I said, they're pretty hard, but we're going to try it. Might as well. Alright, let's see. Learn that, or create that.
What would you ask of death?
Thank you. So another cool thing about Atlas, the Atlas bar, is that what it's called? Titan panel, not Atlas bar. Atlas, is you have this right here, your gold info. So basically, it'll give you the total amount of gold that you had, your starting gold for the session, how much you lost per hour. So for us, since we did a lot of training, and the training consisted of like a 5 silver, 6 silver, you know, multiple things like that. Yeah, we lost gold per hour this session, but not a big deal. Usually training is expensive, especially at your level 10, 20, 30, those milestones, because there are a lot of new abilities to learn. So it's often to your advantage to not learn everything. As you can see, or if you remember from when I was training, I didn't learn every spell because I know that some of those I'm not going to really use. So the ones that I'm going to learn and upgrade are the spells that I use all the time. Dampen Magic is nice because if there's a spellcaster, basically it just decreases the amount of damage they deal to you. The drawback of this is that from this tooltip, it also decreases the amount of healing I can receive. So this isn't nice to use in a dungeon because then your healers will have harder time to bring you back up to full health. But since I'm questing solo, I can't heal myself, and it doesn't hurt my ability to eat and drink. But so yeah, so we lost gold this session basically just because I had to do a lot of training, but we're still at 90 silver, and we have a couple things that we can put in the auction house. We have some stuff in the auction house that we may or may not sell, but I'm hoping that, you know, we will. Oh, so see, there's a that guy could totally just destroy me. So he has a skull on his level, which means he is at least 10 levels above me, and basically that means that he would just totally rock my world. So, and since we are a PvP server, he could rock my world. There's nothing stopping him from destroying me. So, a little scary to see that, but like I said, Scarlet Monastery, I can remind you. So over here, Scarlet Monastery is a huge, it's a big instance where there's 4 different areas that you can quest through. And there are a lot of quests that bring you out there, and for Alliance it's a big pain in the butt for them to get out here because they don't have like a direct flight path. Their closest one is a high level area, and the level for the instance is very low comparatively. I don't even know what that's for, so it might be sellable. But yeah, we're gonna go up here and collect the silver leaf. But yeah, so now that I'm venturing further away from a major city, it's more likely that I'll see opposing players. There's an instance over here called Shadowfang Keep, and it is I think the top level for the enemies there is like 24. So it'll be one of the first instances that Horde has available on this side. And basically, there are several quests that bring players over there, for paladins especially. Oh, this is gross. There are a lot of murlocs over there. What is down here? Mage Royal? I don't even know if I can. Oh, I can. Okay, cool. So there, I may have some trouble. I may get destroyed by some Alliance members, which, you know, if that happens, that happens. But alright, so the murlocs really love you, and they want to give you lots of cuddles. Their aggro range seems to be much larger than the majority of enemies. I don't know why. Maybe they have better eyesight since their eyes are so buggy, but yeah. So we're just collecting all this stuff as we make our way over to the escort quest, which is on our way. As you can see, we're kind of close. What is this? 6 discolored warg hearts. Oh, okay, I already have one. So that's what that's for. So I guess we'll go ahead and kill the wargs on the way, because if we can collect a lot of the quest items before we get to the quest, that'll be a lot quicker than having to get the quest and then go get the items. So humans and some other murlocs, there are some other enemies that will have that runaway aspect. Beasts and like dragonkin and that kind of stuff, they never run away in fear. So if you have a warg that you're fighting, if you bring them like 8%, they're not going to run away. They're just going to fight you until they die. So that's nice in the aspect of they don't grab other enemies, but it's not nice when it comes to like banking on them running away and you having just, you know, free shots at them. Some wolves later will do like a cry for help or something like that, and basically what they do is if you are fighting an enemy and they cry for help, then I don't know what the yard range is, but they could call other enemies to come help them fight you. So that can be kind of a pain. Alright, so there's 2 of the discolored wolf hearts. What is up there? Silverleaf. I don't know what this quest is, but I'm gonna go ahead and clear some of these guys out because I'm afraid that there's gonna be the default enemies that appear, and there's also gonna be extra enemies that appear. So escort quests, and we may see it in this one, but sometimes the person you're escorting will sit there and be like, oh, I need to rest for a second. And then basically what that means is that the game is going to load in enemies for you to fight. So whenever you see that kind of text, you're like, oh crap, I'm about to die. Because like I said, it'll be like 3 enemies, and oftentimes they come in and they just like this person, I mean, he's got less health than me. Jeez. Alright, so let's go, buddy. Oh my goodness, look at all these wolves. Look at all this. Oh, at least I don't have to get them that far. At least he helps. So what I may do is just let him pull aggro. And then I may just sit back and let him. So the other thing about escorts, see, look at this. He's going to walk right through all the enemies. What a pain. Alright, so we're going to sheep that one. It's like they're dumb. I guess the good thing is I'm going to collect these discolored warg hearts, but yeah, he'll just walk right into the enemies, and look, that wolf is just destroying him. Hopefully his health refills quick. Okay, yeah, their health does refill very, very quickly in between bouts, but again, they just want to. Oh, what an idiot. So this is why escort quests are tough, because the enemy, or the person you're escorting, they're just pretty dumb. So we're gonna let him finish that guy off. He's gonna go kill the other dude. Oh, he's not. This is bad. Alright, we're gonna see if he, okay, good. Yeah, come on, pick him up. There we go. Alright, so that gives me a chance to heal. We're going to use this buffer period to our advantage, because as you can see, there's 3 more up that way, and then there's another one right here, so we're going to have several more wolves in the fight. So, we're going to do a quick refill. So the other good thing about mages is that you can burn through food pretty quickly. Oh, he's gonna die. Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, so that's it. So basically, I waited too long, and now I have to redo the quest. It's a pain. Yeah, that's a pain. But that's the aspect of early quests, early escorts, is that the people that you're escorting are pretty weak, and they like to just run in and... Oh crap, I'm dead. Come on, come on. Oh, are you kidding me? What a piece of crap. Oh, you know what? Okay, so since I have an extremely long walk, as you can see, there's very few graveyards, and so I have an extremely long walk. We're gonna go ahead and leave Pasty here in a shameful position. He's gonna sleep. So, rest in peace, Pasty. But we'll re-pick back up. We're gonna attempt the escort again, and this time we might use a little more aggressive of an attack, so that the wolves don't just destroy him. But we're gonna leave Pasty here in this ghost state, and then when we come back, we will start the escort again. So thank you all for joining me, and I will see you on the next video.